inspiration comes from a cliche view of Paris, almost a celebration of those cliches. I like things to be humorous, but at the same time I like to make them beautiful and luxurious. I have poodle heels and croissant embellishments and perfume bottle bags. And I always think with shoes, they can be a bit more elaborate because they're on the floor at the end of the day, they're never in your face. So it's always, sometimes it's the first thing I look at, but sometimes it's the last thing people look at. That is quite a 40s and 50s thing. You might dress somewhat sober, but you never thought twice about walking around with a poodle's bag or some elaborate hat on your head, and that's what I kind of try to bring back. First and foremost, I'm a woman designing for women. I wear the shoes, I know what it feels like to walk in them. They are, most part, very high, but I always try to find a balance and make sure that they walk well, which is super important for me. It's very important that, despite them being 105 centimeters tall, some of the heels, that they are walkable. I'd be a bit somewhat the masochist, a woman designing really painful high heels. First store in 2010 in London, and then just opened this year in May in New York. I also sell online, and I have plans of opening more stores, go global. But it's always been slowly but surely, but I've always had somewhat a plan at the back of my head to do things at the right time. I've always started off at the end of the day. As much as I wanted to do fashion, I always wanted to build a business and a brand. When I get a space, I like to create an environment for the collection, and I think that helps the buyers, also the press, see what the collection is about. It's not necessarily just about the shoe at first sight, it's about the feeling, and that's how, when I design the collection, comes about. It's what I'm feeling about, and it's kind of an essence that I try to portray. So from the smells, from the flowers, from the location in London, it's kind of in an old Edwardian building, so I kind of try to make the inside feel like what it would look like, what you'd imagine the building to look like on the outside, but you'd imagine what it would look like on the inside, if that makes any sense. So I've made it, wood, herringbone floor, oak cabinets, super simple. It's actually quite masculine, people say, but it's more traditional, and then I dress it up with the shoes. I let the shoes do the talking, actually. Lots of things inspire me. It's always a feeling that I'm feeling. It's an essence, it's colours, fabrics, prints, people, old movie stars and pin-ups always are just in the back of my head. I mean, I try to make my hair look like that, wear the red lipstick and everything. It's something personal, I guess, that I love from that era. Other things I do, I guess, is hang out with my family, which is a huge part of who I am. I've got 2 little boys. Yeah, so motherhood, and then what? But I make my work next to my house. My studio's next to my house, so it's kind of mixing the two. So my whole thing is, you don't necessarily need to wear a high heel or dress up in a fantastic dress for a special occasion. For me, it's it's a way of life. Again, an old-fashioned thing. Why dress up for a party or a night out? I like to dress up and wear high heels on a Monday morning.